everybody. I'm streaming to nobody. What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Woo! I ate so fast. I ate super fast. I think my stomach hurts now. Oh my gosh. I was trying to make it. Oh God. I scarfed down a whole bowl of soup. Where's my soup? All right. Let's kick the show off with a little Bitcoin strength. Yes. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $95,881.56. You can stack 1,042 Satoshis for $1 today. What the heck is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like you call a fraction of $1 a penny or a cent, you can call a fraction of a Bitcoin, the smallest denomination of a Bitcoin, a Satoshi, or a sat for short. Okay? If you accumulate 100 pennies, 100 cents, you have a whole dollar. If you accumulate 100 million Satoshis, you have a whole Bitcoin. See what I did there? So, when you look at the price of Bitcoin at $95,909.74, you can rest assured that you don't need to spend that much on a Bitcoin all at once. You get started with as little as $1, $10, $20, whatever you feel comfortable with. According to your level of understanding of what Bitcoin is, the more you understand it, the more comfortable you'll be with stacking and saving in Bitcoin. The topic of today, actually, let's keep this segment, wrap up the segment by saying that, let's say you're walking down the street minding your own business, you look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day that penny could be worth about 10 Satoshis, 1,042 Satoshis for $1. There it is. That is the Bitcoin strength. All right. Welcome. If you're tuning in, say hello in the chat. If you're new and you want to comment, but it says you can't chat until you subscribe, you can't chat until you subscribe for at least 1 minute. It's not a hard barrier, guys. It's pretty low. So say hello and click the subscribe so you can chat with me, ask me questions, all that kind of stuff. All right. The topic for today is Bitcoin's dipping, but we ain't tripping. Oh, there it is. Bitcoin's dipping, but we ain't tripping, because when the price of Bitcoin goes down like this, it's usually, for the most part, a buying opportunity, because I'm drawing some background music. There it is. Ooh. Because, you know, where's my browser? Because the price of Bitcoin will continue to go up as long as the government continues to spend that money. Now look at that. We're at $36.45 trillion in debt and climbing. We'll continue to be in debt for a long, long time. And in order to service that debt, the U.S. government needs to continue to push up the spending ceiling and continue to print more and more money. Okay? It's pretty wild. And so as that money supply increases, the purchasing power of the dollars that you're holding in your wallet or in your bank account gets debased. They lose purchasing power. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild the way it works. So that's why when I look at Bitcoin on days like today, and let's get real, guys. I mean, I'm calling it a dip, but is it really a dip? I mean, we're still up. I guess if we're just gonna base our opinion on this year only, because we're doing because we restarted our stacking sheet this year. So in 2025, if you look at it just from the perspective of 2025, then yes, we are down. And I'll show you the specs. I'll show you exactly how much we're down during the stack recap section. But just rest assured, for now, it might seem like a dip in on the short scale on the small timeline, but if you zoom out and you see the whole pattern of Bitcoin, it's definitely insignificant to go from, like 100,000 or like even 108,000 down to 95,000. Whatever, like it's water under the bridge. I'll show you guys, because as long as you're not doing leverage trading, moves like this shouldn't affect you. You just keep on your schedule and just keep stacking. Okay. All right. Let's do the why we stack section real quick, so we can jump into the recap and show what we've been doing so far this year. Why we stack? Why do we stack? Why do we save in Bitcoin? Because it's the easiest way to get rich slow. What do you mean get rich slow? It's the way for you to save the value that you earned from your hard work and keep it away from the grubby little stealing hands of the government via the process they call inflation, right? We take that value that you worked so hard for, you set it aside in your savings in Bitcoin, and the purchasing power of those savings goes up over time to the point that it could significantly impact your wealth and make your retirement date, your freedom date, sooner than you think, right? And all you have to do for this benefit is take whatever money you don't plan on using in the next 4 years or so and save it. Long-term savings. All we're doing is long-term savings into Bitcoin, and then taking that Bitcoin off of the exchange and putting it into a wallet that we control, so that we have the seed phrase, so that the keys are ours and the cheese is therefore ours as well. Simple, super basic, okay? Just like that. We buy the Bitcoin, we take custody of that Bitcoin, and in return, we get the value of our savings starts to increase. The purchasing power of our savings increases, right? You'll have a fixed amount of Bitcoin if you just buy a bunch of stuff stacking, but that savings that's in Bitcoin will continue to appreciate against the dollar, because Bitcoin is a finite supply capped at 21 million, and the dollar is an unlimited supply capped at infinity. They'll keep printing money, and as they keep printing money, it'll take more and more of those weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Bitcoin. So just by holding Bitcoin, you can double, triple, quadruple your money if you hold it long enough, because of the way the system is set up and the way the system is working currently, right? So it's the same thing that's been done for generations, except for now you don't have the barrier to entry that you had with real estate, with stocks, with bonds, with fine art, or you have to have a certain amount of money before you can get in. You have to have a certain amount of money before you can make a down payment on a house. You can have a certain amount of money before you can buy something that's really expensive that's going to appreciate against the money, or at least appreciate a little bit faster than inflation, right? But there was always that barrier to entry. What's your down payment on a house, right? Well, do you need to save up how much do you need to save up for a $1 million home? $20,000 or something like that, right? Or $200,000? No, $200,000, right? Who's gonna be able to save up $200,000 in this environment, right? So you'll never be able to reap the benefits of owning real estate and building a little bit of equity, because you can't even afford that down payment, right? Not only that, if you go through the fight of getting a down payment put together, and then you buy a house that's overpriced because of the same idea, yeah, you'll have to struggle to make the payments, struggle to pay the insurance, struggle to make the taxes on it, and you're basically working for that loan, and you're stuck there. You are frozen in that property because of the debt you have on it. Even if the property value is going up, it's not going up as fast. It might be it's probably not going up as fast as inflation when you factor in the taxes and the insurance and the repairs you have to and the maintenance for that place that you have to spend additional money on. When you factor all those things in, you're probably net becoming less wealthy. You're becoming poorer, even though it seems like you're getting the benefit by holding this property. You're actually still losing against inflation, and again, plus all the expenses it takes to own it and maintain it, right? Plus, you already spent your savings on the down payment on this place, and now you can't back out, right? So it kind of sucks. So you're putting yourself, you think, into a better position, but you're not putting yourself into a worse position. Whereas if you did the opposite and you just rented a place that you felt happy in, comfortable in, and you wouldn't have to pay the cost of maintenance on that other stuff, the taxes on it, right? And you don't have to get all extravagant, right? It's just a place to live. And you take the difference of what you would have been spending as savings for your down payment on a house or the mortgage you were expecting to pay, plus all the expenses you would have had to pay for like the real estate, and instead you save that into Bitcoin, right? You don't need to take out a loan to get into Bitcoin. You don't need to save up to start getting into Bitcoin like you need to save up to start getting into real estate. Bitcoin is the way you save, right? You can start with $1, $10, $20, right? And as your Bitcoin stack grows, you start to see and realize that, yeah, if I would have put those those $200,000 as a down payment on a home that I'd still be in debt for, that hasn't appreciated as much as my down payment so far yet, right? Especially in this economy, I would have been a lot better off if I had just taken that money and saved it into Bitcoin instead. I would have probably doubled it by now, right? Or whatever, depending on how long you've been holding it, right? And so you'll come to the realization that Bitcoin can be used in the same way real estate is being used today, minus a lot of the pitfalls of real estate. It's gonna protect you against inflation because your home is no longer protecting you against inflation. Inflation is so high at this point, right? And you don't have any of the negativities of owning real estate when you own Bitcoin. You don't have to pay taxes on it unless you sell it, of course. But you don't have to pay taxes on it if you're just holding it, right? Whether you hold it for a week, a month, a year, or 100 years, you don't have to pay any taxes on just having it, right? Like you do on some real estate. You don't have to worry about your Bitcoin burning up because you have your seed phrase memorized or in a fire resistant place where you can restore your Bitcoin on any device because you have your seed phrase, your backup phrase, right? You don't have to worry about anybody. You don't have to worry about renting your Bitcoin to anybody and then moving in and squatting on your real estate and going through the expensive procedure and the court fees of trying to evict somebody from your property. You don't have the risk of somebody destroying your property. You don't have the risk of fire. Like I said earlier, you don't have the risk of a hurricane or earthquake, or you don't have the risk of somebody changing the laws of where your home is and restricting how much rent you can charge your tenants. You don't have the risk of somebody of the city imposing a new law and enacting a new law and forcing you to install solar panels on your home or install a battery because they want Elon to sell more batteries, right? You don't have to worry about that stuff because you have your wealth in Bitcoin. If you need to buy something as an emergency or pull a little bit of value out of your home, you can't. You can take. I guess you could take it. You could get a home equity loan against it if you have enough equity in it, but you can't sell part of your home for like an expense that you need to take care of, right? You can't sell like the front room I must sell the living room because I need to cover an expense that just came up out of nowhere, right? It takes a long time to liquidate real estate, and it's risky, and there's all these people in the process trying to take that money from you, right? But if you had that value in Bitcoin instead, you can liquidate as much as you need any day of the week, 24/7, 365, right? And it's just a better way to consolidate your wealth and get it outside of the system where you have complete control and autonomy of that value, and nobody can take it from you unless you decide to send it over, right? And in this environment, in this day and age where the future might be a little bit uncertain just because of all the Nazis running around, damn, right? Take whatever you want to take with you wherever you're gonna go, and Bitcoin is a good way to do that. There's no physical evidence of it; you just have it in your brain. It's pretty good. All right, so and to make things a little bit and to wrap up this segment with what I always say during the Why We Stack segment: why should we save in Bitcoin? If we were both on our way to a meeting in a building, and you recognized me, and you said, "Hey, I can't stop and talk for a long time, but I'll ride with you in this elevator because we're going to the same floor. Tell me why you're saving in Bitcoin. Give me your elevator pitch for why we should save in Bitcoin. You have a minute. Go." I'll be like, "All right. We save in Bitcoin because saving in Bitcoin is like traveling back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold a Bitcoin that represents those hours." And I'd say thank you for your time. Hit me back if you have any questions. Jump into the chat if you have any questions. Leave a comment on the replay if you have any questions, and I will happily answer those questions for you. All right, that is Why We Stack. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Say hello in the chat. I appreciate the like. We're back up to 2 concurrent street viewers. We got 1 whole like today. Styling. Okay? I know, guys. Let's jump into the next section, the fun part for some of you. Let's see if all I'm saying is actually true, okay? What would happen if 2 years ago, about 2 months ago, you would have started stacking with me on the show? Stack for stack, matching me. Boom, boom. I stack $20, you stack $20. I stack $5, you stack $5. Right? What would happen what would have happened if you would have matched every single stack on every single episode of this show? You two would have these results, I guess, right? But let's start the stack recap segment so we can show you guys some of the information that some of the stuff we've been doing. Okay, it's time for the stack recap, because we don't only talk about saving in Bitcoin money through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. We do it every weekday. We actually stack. Don't just talk about it. And in 2025, Jesus, horrible. We're down. We are down. Bitcoin is going to zero. Bitcoin is going to zero. I repeat, sell. Just kidding. Don't sell. You little paper-handed pansy. Diamond hands, baby. Hold on. Hodl. Okay? Because as you can see, although the price of Bitcoin has gone up and down when you measure it in terms of dollars, in terms of Bitcoin, I still have the same amount of Satoshis, okay? Our Satoshi count continues to increase, and that's all that matters. J-Dub in the house. Round of applause for the live studio audience for J-Dub. What up, J-Dub? Thanks for tuning in. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $95,794. It's pretty low. And the average buy price for the show in 2025 is $99,000 Bitcoin. Okay? So look, this is the performance of Bitcoin, compared against the dollar for this year so far. So if you just started saving in Bitcoin in January, yeah, you're down minus 3.39%. Ouch. Ouch. Right? But 3.39% is nothing in the world of Bitcoin, guys. Come on. Stop being a baby. Okay? Have some conviction. Oh, your show starts right when I get out of work. Oh, no. I'm doing pretty good. Oh, yeah, you got to stay on top of it. Exactly. All right. So, 2025, if you started with us on the show, you're losing. You're minus 3.39%, right? But you're only going to lose that value if you sell your Bitcoin right now and give up like a little paper-handed pansy, okay? Don't be a paper-handed pansy, okay? Be a diamond-handed Bitcoin maxi, okay? 2024, oh, if you were to start saving with us back in 2024 at the beginning of the year, January 1st, 2024, and matched my stacks, a $20 stack, a $20 stack, an $80 stack, a $20 stack, right? You too would also be up about 60% on your savings. If you were saving with me last year, you saved up $7,245, and the value of your savings, without having to do anything extra, no extra work, nothing else, without doing a single extra thing besides just buying the Bitcoin, taking custody of that Bitcoin, you would be up 60%, and the value of your savings would now be $11,726, even though you only set aside $7,245. This is the power of Bitcoin. This is how Bitcoin turbocharges your savings. Okay? If the money printing, like if you're trying to get to the top of a waterfall, right? If you're trying to get to the top of a waterfall, swimming, the waterfall is the paper printing. The waterfall is the money printing that's coming out of the government. Their debasement is so rampant that you cannot swim up the waterfall fast enough to get to financial freedom. Okay? It's working against you. You're swimming not only against the current, you're trying to swim up the waterfall. Okay? And then if you take that value of your hard work and you put it into Bitcoin instead, you save in Bitcoin instead of saving in dollars, then now you're sitting on a Bitcoin floating inner tube with your favorite drink of your choice, cruising down the lazy river towards your financial freedom. Okay? You can see it right here. It's in plain numbers. We saved $7,245, and that value is now $11,731. See? This is the lazy river of how to get rich slow. Okay? If you'd have had those same $7,345 in a savings account, right, you would have lost about 40% of your. Oh no, still about 60% of your. You're basically going backwards. This is what I mean with the waterfall, right? The person that saved this much can buy this much worth of stuff, and the person that saved this much can buy a lot less worth of stuff, because their value is still in dollars, and their dollars buy less and less each minute. Each minute, your dollars buy less and less. Look, see? The national debt is one of the ways you can measure what the money supply is going to be, right? Because you have to have this money in existence in order to pay back the debt. Another way to measure the money is how much banks are issuing debt. And if banks are issuing debt, new loans, whenever they issue those loans, they create new money. And as new money is created, again, the money supply inflates, the money supply gets bigger, so each individual unit of that money supply is worth less and less. You lose purchasing power, and this is a reflection of how much purchasing power the dollar lost against Bitcoin just in 2024. Okay? Now, you might be saying, okay, all right. You might be thinking, okay, 2025 is not so good so far, but we're not that far off. 2024, okay, I can do 60% gains. That'd be kind of nice, right? Well, if you would have started with us since the beginning of the show back on May 22nd, 2023, When Bitcoin was $27,260, we bought $5 that day. And the second day, and the next day after that, on the 23rd, we bought $10 worth. Right? If you would have been buying Bitcoin with us since the beginning of the show and matched every single buy that I did, you too would have set aside $11,609. And for absolutely zero effort on your part besides buying the Bitcoin, taking custody of that Bitcoin, and sitting on your hands, the savings of your your savings in Bitcoin doubled. Right? I know it's not exactly 100% yet, or anymore, but it's close enough. We're gonna say 100%, so that's gonna be a double. So, however much effort it took you, however much effort it would take you to earn $11,000 today, or back then, whatever. Think about what you would have to do to earn 11. We'll just round it up. We'll just round it down, say to $10,000. Okay. You don't have to tell me. You don't have to put it in the chat or anything. But just think to yourself, what would I have to do today to make $10,000 free and clear? Okay, $10,000 free and clear. What would it take? Would you have to work a whole second job? Would you have to work a whole bunch of extra hours? Right? What would it take for you to earn an extra $10,000? Okay, and now think of all of the effort that you would have to put out on your part, or all the effort you have to put out on your part, all the value you'd have to create for somebody, for your employer or for your customer, whatever. If you're a business owner or if you're an employee, think of all the value you would have to create to earn $10,000. Okay, all right, and then that'll get you to here, right? That'll get you to the number that you're saving, right? And then think of all the additional effort you'd have to do to get another $10,000 going, so you can get up to the current value of the stack, which is $22,000, right? That's a lot of work. It's a lot of sacrifice, right? But what you're seeing here on this spreadsheet is this: you went and did all the hard work of earning $10,000 or whatever, right? And because you're holding a better asset than the dollar, than real estate, than stocks and bonds and anything else, the value of your savings doubled without you having to put in all of that extra effort to earn a second $10,000, right? The Bitcoin is working for you. Okay, you have, if you play Exploding Kitties, it's a card game. You have the Nope card. If you play Uno, you have the reverse card. Right? If you play poker, or if you play playing cards, I guess it's a joker or a wild. You have the wild card, right? And the wild card is saving in Bitcoin, because it flips inflation. Instead of inflation stealing from you and debasing your savings, inflation is now working for you. It is the inverse of inflation. Saving in Bitcoin gives you the inverse for inflation. Gives you basically you make inflation work for you instead of it working against you, right? You're cruising, you're floating down the lazy river that takes you to financial freedom, as opposed to trying to swim up the waterfall that is the incessant money printing, right? Or the incessant money supply expansion. It's pretty crazy. All right. Anyway, so today, back to reality. Today, the price of Bitcoin is 95,000. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Sorry. Oh, that's 2004. Sorry, that's 2024. There we go. Today, the price of Bitcoin is 95,000, and our average buy price for the show is 99,900. So today, we're gonna do a double stack for 1, 2, 3. Wait, did I miss a day? Did I miss a day there? 3, 4. No. So we're gonna do a double stack for the 4th day in a row. Dang. Yeah, double stack, because when the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price for 2025, we buy $40 worth of Bitcoin today. All right. So now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do besides turn down this music. And that is, it's time to stack some Bitcoin, baby. All right. Oops. Yeah. We bust out this app here. Gonna open up the Strike app. There it is. Strike. Oh. Going to Bitcoin Beacon in the house. What up? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Bitcoin Beacon. We're doing a double stack today, Beacon. $40 worth of Bitcoin today on the Stack Bitcoin show, because our average buy price for 2025 is above the actual price of Bitcoin. There we go. Hit next. Cutting the music. Drum roll, please. Buying $40 worth of Bitcoin. I just hit confirm. And there it is. Just like that, we've stacked an additional 41,323 Satoshis. All right, let's put it into the spreadsheet so we can track it like we've tracked every single buy we've done here on the show. But first, we start with the spreadsheet for just 2025. If you're new to the show and just getting started, we started tracking each year separately so that you don't feel left behind. And if you come across the show and you see it, feel free to start stacking at any point, okay? Because some Bitcoin is better than no Bitcoin. And you can start with as little as $1 or $2, $5, $10, whatever you feel comfortable with. As your knowledge of Bitcoin increases, you'll become more and more knowledgeable about it, more and more convicted by the idea and the way it works. And you will, sorry, I'm trying to get this typed out. And the more you start to understand it, the more you'll start to realize and understand that the real risk is holding government issued money. That is the real risk. Instead of thinking to yourself what most people say, which is only invest what you're okay with losing into Bitcoin or crypto or whatever, right? Instead of thinking that, you'll realize that you only want to keep as much government money as you feel comfortable with getting debased on. That's right. That's right. Am I too bullish? Maybe. But who knows? Look at this. I'm gonna go back to the top, okay? I'm not bragging. I'm just showing you the proof of stack. I'm showing you that this is the whole point of the show, is to show you how that it's possible and you can do it with as little as $5 a day, right? Look at, if you would have just been stacking Bitcoin instead of buying a Starbucks coffee every day, maybe don't have so many beers, maybe don't smoke, or smoke less. Find something in your life that is affecting you negatively, that's costing you money, and get rid of that thing and use that money for something that's going to help you in the future anyway, which would be stacking sats. Look at that. All greens, almost. Okay, there we go. Started towards the November of last year. That's when we started going to the red, but still, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. And today, yeah, we'll be in the red, but it's okay. I'm not in a hurry. I know what Bitcoin is. I know what it does. And so we continue to stack every day or every weekday here on the show. You can stack at whatever frequency you want, at whatever amount you feel comfortable with. But today, the final total for today's episode is 0.3317384 Bitcoin, just like that. And yeah, we're chilling. We are chilling. There it is. I updated my lightning address down here. If you want to send sats to the show, I will track it on our donations sheet. Let me show you that real quick. Where is it? There it is. Here it is. The donations the show gets all get added towards the goal of the show to getting to 1 Bitcoin. So shout out to the homies that have donated in the past. Here's the donations we've had so far. We've had about $6.22 worth of donations, and since we're just holding the Bitcoin, all right, the Satoshis, the donations have grown to about $8.25, winning. The donos are up 32.7%. Right? Hey, it's a humble beginning. It's a humble start, but hey, we got to start somewhere. Okay? It's awesome. Stoked. Excited for the weekend. All right, it's Friday. It's time to talk about Friday stuff. Friday things to do. What are your plans for the weekend? What are you guys doing this weekend? I'll go first. If you want to share in the chat, and I'll make commentary on it if you want me. I'll make commentary on it if it looks cool. I mean, whatever. Just let me know what you're doing this weekend. If you want to share, I'm gonna go hit the bay tomorrow. It's been such a long time since I fished. I'm gonna go fish for some spotted bay bass. Dusting off the old kayak, and I'm gonna go see how many of these spotted bay bass I can catch tomorrow. I have a goal of catching 1,000 spotted bay bass. I catch and release, by the way, in case you're curious. I catch and release, but my goal is to catch 1,000 spotted bay bass off my kayak, or anyway to catch them, to catch and release 1,000 spotted bay bass in 2025 is one of my goals. And it's been too cold for me to fish in January, so I'm starting the whole challenge tomorrow. Going to fish with some homies and see how it goes. I'm doing cans for sats. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, me too. I'm hoping I get some. I'll be fishing on my it's probably one of my first YouTube accounts. It's called just Roman Castro Vlog. That's where I do all the fishing content. It's probably my biggest account. I'm at like 8,000 subscribers there. But that's monetized. So if people donate during the live stream, I'm gonna be stacking that. I'll be stacking that. So yeah, it's fishing / sat fundraising. BTC Cowboy's gonna go do some cans for sats. Excellent idea. Alma Recycling tomorrow while I bust out the Bitcoin podcast. There you go. Dang, that's awesome. Everybody thinks I'm poor, but I hodl more. There you go. Exactly. That's the way it should be. I've never finished before. Super jealous of you. What? Wait. You finished the Bitcoin. Bust out the Bitcoin podcast. Wait. You never finished what? The Bitcoin. Is there a Bitcoin podcast episode you're referring to, or just all the whole podcast? You're gonna listen to the whole thing, or do you mean the Bitcoin Standard? The Bitcoin Standard, the book. Yeah. So tomorrow I'll be catching fish, and talking about Bitcoin probably more likely than not, and trying to get some of those fishermen over here, so they can learn about Bitcoin and the virtues of saving in Bitcoin and being able to have more time to fish and buy all the boats you want. That's hilarious. Yeah, so if you're into fishing and you want to figure out how you can have more time to fish and spend time on the water, start saving in Bitcoin, because saving in Bitcoin will get you closer to having that financial freedom, where you're free to choose what you can do with what you want to do with your time, and you won't be forced to work the job, the 9 to 5, the rat race, just to be able to get enough time to fish on the weekends. You can fish every day of the week. once you saved enough, once you stacked hard enough, once you saved enough Bitcoin, you can fish every day of the week if you want to. Imagine. It's crazy, right? See? Never been fishing. Dang. Tune in tomorrow if you want. If you want to watch me fishing live, I'll be live streaming it. Let me get the link for the channel. Give me a second. So here it is. There we go. I'll put it in the chat. The Roman Castro vlog. I teach people to fish. That is my main channel. Before this channel, before anything else. I haven't put that much work into that channel as much as I put into this channel. Man, this channel is like it's a struggle to grow it. I don't think YouTube likes Bitcoin stuff. I mean, you know. Also, I get no love. I get no love for being a Bitcoin channel, and I also get no love for being anti-Trumper. It's a slow, sad road for me, but hey, I'm happy to be on it. But yeah, if you guys want to go check out some fishing, check out the other channel. Go say hello, and I'll be fishing live from my kayak. I actually set up a phone with the mic and everything on my kayak, so you can see like it's like you're sitting in front of me while I'm fishing and I'm talking, and I catch fish and I show them to the camera, and stack sats, I guess. Stacking spotties to stack sats. stacking spotties for Bitcoin. But yeah, that is what I'll be doing this weekend. On Saturday, I'm not sure what I'm doing Sunday yet, but maybe go visit my pops on Sunday. All right, boys. That's all I got for you guys today on this beautiful Friday. It's a rainy Friday here in California. You know, Tony said it never rains in Southern California, but they were wrong. They were wrong. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend here at we'll see you guys here on Monday for another episode of the Stack Bitcoin Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys. Have a good one.